Hi guys, so this is the major racial and ethnic minority groups discussion. This week's readings, the chapter 6 and the two articles in the videos. This one actually surprised me. I did not realize it was so much I did not know about the Native Americans because, of course, you know, in the U.S., they do not like to teach us about certain groups, and we do not have a lot of information about certain groups. So this was very eye-opening, and it's sad that it took me to go to college to finally figure out information that I was not taught in school. So the main thing that I really did not know was that, yes, I know, like, they pushed the Native Americans out, you know, enslaved them and used them to teach them things and stuff like that. But I did not know they made them, like, their language was taken away and their identity and was taken away through the English at the time, the British English, putting them through boarding schools and government policies, basically like limiting them to like cut off what was feeding them as far as their culture and their language and our identity and stuff. I did not know that. I seen that Richard Pratt had a quote that we read, and it was like, "Kill the Indian, save the man." Weird. Did not like that at all. Very disturbing. And it basically just showed that that the English and British whole goal was to educate the Native American children, how they wanted them to be educated, and raise them how they wanted them to be, not who they already were. Yes. And then watching the video about the Native American children being separated from their families and stuff, that was a lot. I just can't imagine me being a mom of finna be the second and my 2-year-old. I just cannot imagine nobody snatching my kids. Like, that would make me go ballistic. That would make me go insane. I just cannot. I don't even like my kids being with people I don't know. I don't even like my kids being away from me for too long, and you just gonna go and take my kids. That's crazy. Didn't like that at all. Didn't really want to watch that too much. But and then not only are they taking your kids there, they were punishing the kids for speaking the language that they only knew. Like, how do you punish somebody for speaking the language, the only language they know how to speak, and what they know, you know? Anyways, then there was a video about historical trauma, and it was like trauma that was being passed through the generations and the Native communities, and you know how we still deal with those consequences today. I'm really mad that they don't talk about that. They kind of just overlooked it and just let it go by. Don't like that at all. I do not like that at all. But hey, who am I to say? I'm already a Black woman in America. It ain't too much I can't say. Like, you know, pick and choose your battles. I also seen that the article discussed the relationships between Irish Catholics and the Native Americans. Yeah, that. What did I say in my notes? Oh yeah, the Irish immigrants recognized similarities in how both groups experienced discrimination. And it was just like, how do you it seems like they wanted just to discriminate against everybody that didn't speak English or just didn't understand their way. Not the Native Americans, but the white Americans, the English, British, American, whatever you want to call them. They just, anybody who didn't speak the language, didn't do what they did, practice what they practiced, they just, to hell with y'all, I guess. I guess that's what they were thinking. I don't know. Yeah, they tried to work against the Anglo Protestant dominance, whatever that was. I really was getting a little lost around there. But the only question I have for this whole thing, which is racism being racism, that's all I can tell you, was just, do you think schools in the United States spend enough time teaching the true history of Native Americans? And if not, how do you think a lack of education about the history affects the way people understand Native American communities today? Like I started the video with, it took me to go to college to learn half of this stuff. They don't talk about this in schools. And I feel like as the years go on, they're just slowly pulling certain information out that makes the white Americans look bad. I said it. I don't care. Anything that makes the white Americans look bad, or the history, or the English and the British, they're going to pull it out. They're going to pull it out. This stuff, some of this is not taught in some states. Just like the critical race theory that's going on right now. How they're trying to pull anything about slavery and discrimination, Jim Crow laws out of textbooks. Why are we doing that? Because it makes it makes the white Americans look bad. And they do not want the white Americans to look bad. But my whole thing is, if you don't want the white Americans to look bad, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. That's just plain and simple. But hey, who am I to say? Like I said, I'm a black female in America, and I face enough adversity every day, and prejudice and discrimination every day. So, no, I do not think that the schools spend enough time teaching about any race but the white Americans, to be exact. They don't spend enough time teaching about anybody. Half of these babies now don't even know about half the stuff that's been going on. It took me to do my own research and to go to college, and other things had to be brought to me for me to know what really went on. And that's just not with the Native Americans. That's with my own race. So, yeah. That's my spiel on the Native Americans.